All right, guys. Okay, so here is an image of several films that have been made about Ludwig von Beethoven. Okay, you can see all these actors. Every single one of them have one thing in common. Okay, and that thing is that absolutely none of them look like the real Ludwig Beethoven. Guys, I'm going to show you that he was actually a black person, guys. Okay, despite all these images that we have all been presented with all our lives, guys, white people. All right, so we're going to use this book. We're going to use this book called Beethoven, the Man Who Freed Music. Okay, it's a very old book. It was published. All right, see, it was published in the year 1933. Okay, so about 6 years before World War II. Very old stuff. Look at what it says on page 1, guys. All right, so here we are on page 1. We'll also read what it says right here. Look at what it says. The small boys of Bonn with whom he played. The he here is Ludwig, going to tell you that. Okay, with whom he played marbles. Okay, with whom he played marbles and practiced archery, robbed through Fischer's hen roost, nicknamed Ludwig der Spangle. So Ludwig was nicknamed by his friends, these small boys. They nicknamed him der Spangle. If they had talked English, they would have called him Spanish or Spangy. Okay, so the nickname they gave him was Spanish or Spangy. Why did they call Ludwig, the white man? Why did they call him Spanish? Look at what it says right here. I'm going to go down now. Look at what it says here. It says, the creator to be of the Fifth Symphony, that's Ludwig, was in all likelihood called Spangy on account of his swarthy complexion. Swarthy complexion. Now, what does that mean? What does the word swarthy and complexion mean? All right, so now I'm using this 1828 dictionary of the English language, an American dictionary, to tell us what the word swarthy and complexion is. Look right here. Swarthy, being of a dark hue or dusky complexion. Tawny, in warm climates like in Africa, for example, the complexion of men is universally swarthy or black. Very important. Look at some examples. The Moors, the Spaniards. Okay, remember they called Ludwig Spangies, meaning Spanish, right? And Italians are more swarthy than the Africans, Germans, and the English. Okay, now look right here, number 2, under the same word, swarthy. Swarthy means what? Black, as the swarthy African, guys. Okay, so when they say someone has a swarthy complexion, they're saying that the person has the complexion of an African. Now let's see what the word complexion means. All right, so here is complexion right here, guys. Okay, see what it says right here? The color of the skin. I highlighted it so you guys will see the color of the skin, particularly of the face, the color of the external parts of the body or things, such as a fair complexion. Caucasians have fair complexion, or a dark complexion like myself. I have a dark complexion, okay, even though there are people that have darker than me. So let's go back to the book now. All right, so back to the book. When it says the creator of the Fifth Symphony was in all likelihood called Spanish because of his swarthy complexion, they're telling you that the color of the skin was what? Black as an African, guys. Okay, so let's continue. Which neighbor Fischer described as what? The complexion of Ludwig was described as what? Black, brownish, not pale or reddish like you would expect on a white person. No, Ludwig was described as having a black, brownish complexion. Or his comrades could hardly have known about the music castle. I can't really see that word. My sight is very bad. Okay, but I'm trying to get you to understand that no, Ludwig was not this pale white guy that we always see. All right, so all these images here are not accurate depictions of Ludwig. No, he had a dark brown complexion like an African, guys. He was a swarthy man, not all this. Okay, remove this nonsense from your minds, guys. Very, very powerful stuff.